Toasty, tough result today, I know, but a decent performance, it looked like from the outside looking in. What's your views on how the game went today?
Frustrated because we were 5 minutes from half-time at 0-0 with a gale force wind against us. We generally felt that if we got them in at 0-0, we'd give them a lot of problems in the second half, and then we've given them 2 goals in 5 minutes, and then Michael Fish decided to turn the weather off in the second half, which I can't believe. It's just mental.
I know there was a definite weather change, but how do you think, on a whole, the team performed today?
I thought we kept our shape quite well in the first half. I think obviously they're a really good side. They kept the ball, but a lot of it was in front of us, and I felt, if I'm going to be brutal, I know the weather and the pitch played a part in this, but I thought the game was pretty rubbish, to be quite truthful. They'll be frustrated because they had good ball and they kept kicking it through to our goalkeeper or off the pitch. And we just felt that we could get, like I said, we could get in the second half with that wind. Well, it ended up being none, but we felt that we could really get down their throats. We gave them the first goal, we won it and passed it to them outside the box. And then we had 4 nibbles to smash their lad outside our box and waited to smash him into our box in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. So we deserved to lose based on stupid errors. And second half, I think they probably entered our box once or twice, and we were in and around their box. I don't think we really created a lot. We had a good chance from Jono past the post, but again, the 3rd goal you wouldn't see at a recreation ground. We give them it. Cruyff turned outside our box. So in a whole, you deserve to lose if you give 3 goals away like that. Yeah.
There was definite bright points in the game. There was definite phases in the game when we did do well. There was the Jono effort in the first half, which forced a good save from the goalkeeper. And if it wasn't for an unlucky bounce, we probably would have got an equaliser at that stage, which would have been a completely different game going into the second half at 1-1. But from the beginning of the game, do you want to talk us through what your tactics were, what your thoughts were, and your formation and the reasons?
Yeah, well, we went with a back 5, sort of a 5-4-1, just to. The tactics was to keep in the game by half time, and we just felt that they were an ageing team, and we felt that their legs would go as the game went on, and ours would be better. So the game plan was to frustrate them, stifle them, stay in the match, and then maybe go for it and have a bit of fun with it. And it nearly, honestly, football's, as you know, it's just so annoyingly fine margins with 5 minutes away from that actually happening, weren't we? So it's 2 big errors and Michael Fish having one.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, your holding actions looked like it was going to work for 40 minutes of that first half, and albeit for the goal at 1-0, you still think you can basically stay the same and maybe attack them a bit later and take the game a bit deeper if it stayed 1-0. But that penalty in right on 45, that really killed the game.
Yeah, you deserve to lose if you do that. Like, I'll hold my hands up, but. Interesting. I must credit the referee for speaking during and after the game, and because a lot of the referees ignore you, right? Like I know refs get a lot of stick, but for refs listening, it antagonises people when you ignore people. So and this ref in particular was really, really good at communication. About his decisions. And I thought it was excellent about that. But he'd even admit he missed a straight red. The lad who done it got subbed straight off. It was a drop ball. It was a straight red. I mean, Dano's leg smashed into pieces. That could have potentially swayed the game because it was early in the second half. And also, if my goalkeeper got chinned in front of everyone and didn't get seen, and that's not the ref's fault because he's probably facing the other way. But that's where the assistant officials have got to be a bit more alert. He literally got right hooked in the mouth, and neither got a 2-footed. Red and a punch in the mouth, no red cards, and it's not the opposition's fault because it's a feisty game. But just when you need a little bit of luck, like pretty much
the game definitely had boiling points in it, didn't it? And you expect that from a team that are fighting at the bottom against a team that are fighting at the top. At this stage of the season, when 2 teams have both got something to play for, you expect a little bit of needle in the game, don't you?
100%.
Yeah, but. At half-time, you made some changes. You brought 2 attacking substitutes on. Do you want to talk us through how you thought the formation changes would have affected the game?
You know what I'm like? I'll throw the sink at it. I think if you're 2-0 down, I don't. Like, it's going to sound so stupid. I don't. 3-0, 4-0 is no different to 2-0 for me. Like, I'd rather just chuck the sink at it and see if we win 3-2. That's just the mentality behind it, really. I mean, we were going to do that at 0-0. We felt we'd get him in at 0-0, and then with the wind, we'd go out, and we've kept Parke and Swifty fit. Obviously, we've got 6 games in 20 days, which is madness, and like bringing Gaza off, and Louis got 45, or like a bit less than 45, but we're trying to manage people, because obviously we're Tuesday, Saturday, and we know the 3 games that we have to win. We have to try and win every game, but there's 3 games in particular that keeps us in this league, So, we're just trying to be mindful of everything,
Well, you do have a very strong bench, and the squad depth has obviously improved. And the squad depth has definitely improved with some of the signings you've made. How do you feel going forward that that squad depth is going to be important? You said we've got 6 games in 20 days, and do you feel that we've got the squad and the availability now to really push on and rotate players if we have to?
Yeah, well, we went really young today, so there's 4 under-18 starting against second in the league. I know it's bonkers. I know, it's not an excuse, because if you're old enough, you're good enough, but we keep throwing them in, and which is great. But I do think that particularly for the games that we need to win, we have now got the ability to pick experience. We're not just babies anymore. Like, we've got, yes, I've thrown 4 of them in today because I think it's good for them, and they've got energy, the young lads, haven't they? But I feel like in the games that we need to be experienced, I think we've got that experience now. So,
in hindsight, with the changes you made throughout the game, is there anything you would have done differently if you had the chance to do it again?
I wouldn't have shouted on with 5 minutes to go, big 5 minutes, if we stay in, we'll win it, because a commentator kissed the death that within a minute we let a goal in. No, I think first half was the right shape, but we struggled to, when their full-backs come forward, we struggled to get the shift on. We were late with our shift in how we moved off the ball, and maybe that's a hindsight thing, but maybe we just need to do that a little bit better. But we still looked quite good in open play, like we weren't really going to let a goal in. I was quite happy with that. And then second half, I feel that, on that, just picking where we press from, I think we were a little bit, at times, 2 people go, didn't back them up. So I think we need to be a bit clearer on where we want them to press from. And then second half, I just felt that, I don't know whether it was they're smart, and they sat off a little bit because they were protecting and lead. There weren't really much space in behind, which is where we're dangerous. And then they just got bodies behind the ball, and it was a bit of a non-event the second half, really.
Well, let's be honest, they are a good side. Halesowen aren't in that league position for no reason, and you often find it when managers change, it can bring an extra 15-20% out of the Halesowen players. They want to impress their new manager and things like that. But looking forward, the best news we've got out of today is the teams around us have lost, and they're not looking particularly dangerous up front. Gresley lost and St Neots lost. Yeah. So looking at the run-in, what's your feeling going into that still?
I think it's gone. I think so far it's gone how I thought it'd go, in terms of where we'd win, lose, and etc. So we've just got to make sure we do what we do on the right games. But what I would say about Halesowen is obviously they've got the perks of having a new manager back. They've signed players from 2 leagues above, 1 league above, and they are, you went away there, their club ain't a step 4 club, it's a step 3/step 2 club, with step 3/step 2 players and a step 3/step 2 budget, so this is like getting an FA Vase draw when you're deep into it, and the players didn't do too badly. I think we're just really, really annoyed that the nature of the goals that we let in, really, but credit to them, they got some good players, and they're a good side, and I respect that. That's the place that I've gone this year, which has been a wonderful place where you think the fans and the ground, if we can ever get to that, I mean, my God, amazing place to be in the country.
It was definitely an impressive venue they've got, and it was definitely an impressive fan base they have.
Yeah.
We're focusing back on Dereham. After today, is there any injury concerns? Is everyone come through it fully fit? We noticed Chris Greenslade wasn't in the squad today. Is
he's
he
away.
Going to be available?
He's away. He's back Tuesday. We're more pleased with Richard Black. I think you give him man of the match, right? Yeah. He's been out. You've got to think in that run that we've had, we've massively missed him and all. Yeah. And our main, one of our main centre halves with Dion and that, and he's back. Got through it. Got man of the match. That's a real positive sign. And then, like I said, we feel like Swifty Charlie, you know, Joe, Blakey, etc. We feel like we're fresh going into Tuesday.
Tuesday's going to be a massive game, isn't it? Looking forward. That's the one that a lot of the fans certainly are looking forward to.
I'm gutted really, because obviously you know it was going to be on the Saturday, wasn't it? You know, I'm just devastated it got called off.
Well, it is what it is. We've got to play them on Tuesday. So I imagine being injury-free, you'll have a full squad to choose from, and we'll be all up for that one, and we'll just go again then. Looks like the results went our way today. I don't like saying things are a free hit, but it was a little bit today. They're a good side, and albeit they had to drive a long way here. So we'll just look forward to Tuesday. I won't ask you about the league and the cup. I know you want both of them. So good luck for the next game, Toasty.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.